Let's talk healthy snacks. Hey guys, what's up? Today's video is all on healthy snacks because I feel like it's been a while since I've done like a snack haul. And you know, my taste has changed a little. You know, your taste can change over the years. Obviously, you discover new things. Just wanted to do an updated version of this. So I've categorized all of this into like snack categories, I guess. So I've got like the crunchy stuff, you know, like the crackers and the popcorn, some fruit and veggie stuff, some travel stuff, sweets, and a little bit of creative stuff that I'll get into later. I will link everything below this video. Almost everything here I got from Thrive Market. You guys know I love Thrive Market because it's just such an easy one-stop shop for everything. Basically, all of the organic brands that I've been getting for years from health food stores, I find on Thrive for anywhere from like 25 to 50% off traditional prices. So it's the same quality, but for less. They have a lot of non-toxic cleaning supplies, beauty supplies. The way Thrive Market works is it's basically an online grocery store that's membership based. You can do a 1 month, you can do a 3 month, you can do a 12 month. I like to do the yearly because it ends up being something like $5 a month. So for me, it just works out, but you can always try it and after 30 days, get a full refund if you don't like it. So I really just wanted to share the things that I love. And honestly, everything here is super clean. You still get that same satisfaction and taste and crunch, but you know, we're still keeping it clean. Now let's get into the snacks. Let's start with the crunchy stuff. I'm a big proponent on switching from chips to crackers for the most part. I obviously have some chips here that I like, but this can be such a game changer, even switching from like Doritos, tortilla chips, different things. Crackers give you that same satisfaction where you feel like you just have a crunch, especially if you're adding it into like a sandwich or eating it with a sandwich. It honestly just gives you that same vibe of having a chip. These two brands I really like because they're gluten-free, they're really healthy, but they also taste really good. Mary's Gone crackers. Now I will say with this brand, they have a lot of different ones. The plain ones are super plain. I don't like the taste of them. The everything crackers taste really good. The ingredients are literally just like rice, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, poppy seeds, garlic powder, onion. Like you can't really get more pure than this. This is pretty much the same when it comes to ingredients. They have a totally different taste. This tastes a little more like a traditional cracker. The only difference is this one has a tapioca starch in it, but besides that, it's just, you know, almond flour, sunflower seed, flax seed. They're both really great. I eat them plain. I put them in sandwiches. A lot of times I'll crumple like them up in my hand and put them on a salad to add a little bit of crunch. One amazing snack that I love to do is just take an avocado. I'll show you. And just kind of dip it right in here so you don't even have to make a mess and you've just got yourself like a little dip. Anything I can do that has like less dishes and is easier, I love. So that's one good snack. Okay, so another one is Siete chips. If you followed my content, I talk about Siete. I've been talking about Siete for years. Honestly, all around one of my favorite brands. I love them. They've got great tortillas, great chips, great sauces, but when it comes to snacks, the ranch ones literally taste like ranch Doritos. I used to love nacho Doritos, ranch Doritos. This totally give you that satisfaction, but they're gluten-free and grain-free. So I don't hate grains. I definitely add grains into my diet, but because I add them in so much, especially because I am plant-based, when I can find a yummy option that's grain-free, I take it. So if I can substitute it here, I can, whereas like it's not easy to find a grain-free rice alternative. I don't think cauliflower rice tastes like rice personally. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love it. I just don't like it. So this is a great one if you kind of want to limit grains a little bit. The lime one's good. They also have a really great flavor that's fuego, that's a little bit spicy. I love popcorn. Popcorn, whether you're plant-based or not, whether you are vegan or not, it's so easy to have dairy-free. There's so many amazing options. This brand is called Lesser Evil. This one is just a coconut oil, Himalayan pink salt. They've got some butter flavored ones. I really like popcorn. Make sure it's non-GMO, make sure it's organic, and you're good to go. And lastly is this brand, it's called Hippies. So I love this brand. Honestly, it will take you back to childhood of like eating cheese puffs, Cheetos. It really tastes the same. I swear that if you're gonna give your, especially if you have kids or nieces or nephews, just start them off on these. Like, I know sometimes parents will be like, let kids be kids. Like, you know, we ate these foods growing up, there's nothing wrong with it. And I understand with not restricting kids, I totally think you shouldn't, it's hard to raise in that way because that could lead to, eating disorders or struggling with mindset. But it's so easy to just start with this when they don't know the difference. When you start young and you don't know the difference, your taste buds kind of morph into that. It's the same reason why I grew up loving fruit so much, because I'm Persian, and in Persian culture, my parents literally made me a fruit plate every night. Like, now it's my favorite food. So you just get used to things. And this is a great alternative to cheese puffs. They're not like perfect. There are natural flavors, which can be a little bit risky, but honestly, they're so much better than a regular cheese puff. They're dairy-free. They're made from chickpeas, so you're getting the nutrition there. These are really incredible. And I actually like the white cheddar flavor the best. So they have a few other flavors that have yeast extract, and yeast extract is something, if you can avoid, it's probably good too. I can do that in another video before I go off onto a million tangents, but this one does not have yeast extract, so if you're gonna pick one, I would try this flavor, and it's so delicious. One thing I wanted to share too that I love to do is to make a little snack bowl. So there's definitely something to be said for putting your food into a bowl, portioning it out, and it just helps you in numerous ways. Number one, it's fun to kind of add a few different things in here. I'll even take like chocolate chunks sometimes and put a few in there, a little popcorn, maybe a few walnuts. Right now I've got goji berries, and it gives you like a fun little snack variety. It's almost like your own trail mix. But putting it into a bowl will help you portion. If you have the whole bag in front of you, you will just eat it mindlessly. And also, in terms of mindful eating, it's really good to connect with your food. This is huge in terms of not overeating, in terms of like knowing when you're full, and it's just good. It helps your digestion. Your digestion starts before you even start eating. So they even say like when you start cooking, that process can help, get your digestive enzymes going. So when you are connecting to what you're eating and eating it out of a bowl and serving it yourself, it really does make a difference. These little things help. So make your own little bowl, and you can totally make this your own. You can add whatever you want in here, but this is a good one to watch, like a movie or TV. And now let's get to bars. So when it comes to bars, I kind of like to say, work with what you have and go based on the situation. So I have a few different varieties here that I like. I talk about Lara bars a lot because I like that they're super simple, clean ingredients. You're not getting any fillers, you're not getting any artificial sweeteners. It's usually just like date. Most of the time it's cashew. Like this one is peanut butter or peanut chocolate chip. So they could do peanuts, chocolate chips, but you're always getting like maybe 5 ingredients, 6 ingredients. Everything is the ingredient as a whole. So even if you see something with 5 ingredients, but one of them is natural flavors or one of them is a certain like artificial sweetener, it's still not a whole food. So I like that this, almost always has just whole foods. Obviously this one has chocolate chips, but it's a good one. This is a brand called That's It. And what's really cool about this is it's literally just fruit. So for example, this one is just 1 apple and 20 blueberries. This could be a really great one if you are traveling and you don't have access to fresh produce. Like let's say you're on a 20-hour flight, or you're maybe like in a city where you can't get to a grocery store. Who knows, if you're in a conference room all day and you don't have time to get to fresh produce, it's so important to get your servings of fruits and veggies every day. Something like this could be a great alternative. Now, is it perfect? Is it as good as eating the fresh fruit on its own? No, but life isn't perfect and life isn't always perfectly tailored to what we want it to be. So you work with what you have, and this can really come in handy for that. So I like this one. Lastly is Go Macro. I really like these bars when I don't have time for a meal. So if I don't have time for a meal, I need to like eat something to fill me up, which can happen. Like you can be working, you can be traveling. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of things. Maybe you get home really late and you just want something quick. I like this bar because like it says Go Macro, it tries to keep a lot of macronutrients in it. It's definitely more dense. Like one bar, let's see how many, 290 calories. So this is when you kind of want something to keep you sustained. Another thing I like about Go Macro bars is they're soy-free, dairy-free, gluten-free. They've got a lot of the like specifications that we know are healthy for us. The only thing in here that some people have asked me about that they question is the organic brown rice syrup. So obviously this is a sweetener. I actually did a little bit of research on Go Macro to see like why they add certain ingredients. I love to actually DM brands, by the way. If you have a social media account, you should totally reach out if you have questions. like they will respond. And if as a consumer is interested, like totally reach out. So I reached out and I researched it a little bit, and the reason they use brown rice syrup is because other syrups that are artificial sweeteners contain fructose, whereas brown rice syrup is just glucose. So it has 3 different molecules in it, but all of them just make up glucose. So it is more of a whole food. It's plant-based. It's better than fructose. You're not going to get that like crash and burn. And you know, the way it's added in, it's supposed to give you like more sustained energy versus sugar that can just give you that crash and burn. And again, like, you know, if you're going to make a bar that no one's going to eat because it doesn't taste sweet, then you have to add a little bit of sweetener. And I think that it's really important to point these things out. You're not always going to want to eat perfectly clean all the time. Like, do I just want to eat like a little plate of like steamed lentils and steamed vegetables and no salt or no seasoning? That's just not life. So I like to add in, you know, why certain things are added and why you can't always eat a perfectly whole food, like unsweetened diet. So now let's get to chocolate, because I love dark chocolate. There's 2 brands that I really like to stick to. I love Lily's dark chocolate because it's sweetened with stevia. They have great chocolate chips. They've got chocolate bars. Sometimes, well, a lot of times, I'll take the chocolate chips and put them in the freezer. And there's something about cold, like frozen things, which I'll get to with the grapes. It just makes you eat them slower for some reason. I don't know if it's like they taste a little more refreshing, but you almost can't eat as much when it's cold. So it just like satisfies you in a different way. So a lot of times I'll keep the chocolate chips in the freezer, and I'll take like a spoonful of almond butter, a few chocolate chips on top, and that little bite is just so satisfying. But it also comes in a bar. And then this brand, I don't know if it's Hue or Who, but they're an amazing brand. They're all paleo, but this bar is also vegan. Ingredients are super simple: cacao, unrefined coconut sugar, fair trade cocoa butter, and sea salt. So this really is keeping it clean, whole foods. This one has a little bit of salt. They've got a great one with mint too that you could try, but I love a little bit of chocolate. This is a nut butter that I'm keeping in this paper towel because it's super oily, so I don't want it to get all over the table. But I love nut butters, seed butters. They're great snacks. You can even get them in little packets. There's a lot of those that are super good to just add into your bag or add into a purse. But one thing I love to do with these is eat them with veggies. You can eat them with crackers. This does become a bit of a heavier snack if you are eating it with a cracker, especially, you know, with food combining. If you're adding in like a starch and nuts, it's okay because they're both plant-based. It can be a little bit heavier, so it depends on what you're going for. If you haven't eaten in hours and you're hungry, definitely go for it, but they won't digest as well. I would really recommend adding a nut butter with like a carrot or celery or cucumbers. And even though it seems weird at first, just give it a try and you get used to things, and you can kind of, I say this a lot, you can train your taste buds to like different things. And just kind of think outside the box. So definitely try combining these 2. One snack that I've loved since I was a little kid is celery and cream cheese. I don't know if you guys ever had this. I think a lot of kids had celery and peanut butter. That was never really my jam, but celery and cream cheese was my absolute favorite thing. My mom would even pack it in a little sandwich bag in my lunchbox. You just kind of fit it perfectly right here. This cream cheese is by Monty's. It's a local brand actually in New York City. I believe they do ship. I actually probably should have checked that before this video. Let's just keep it real. But I like it because it's a cashew-based cream cheese. It's really simple. Any kind of dairy-free cream cheese is good. But there are a few brands that I'd recommend sticking to so that you're not getting an added soy, you're not getting anything like added processed stuff. I always say this, a plant-based diet is definitely what I recommend, but I don't like going from, you know, negative to negative. You don't want to go to a fully processed vegan diet. So try to just start with the cleaner ones. You can get almond-based ones. Kite Hill's a great one. This one's Monty's, and it's a cashew-based one. So I like this on the celery. This I just wanted to share because, first of all, I'm Persian, like I said. So Persian cucumbers are something I grew up with. We literally just take them and bite right into them. You don't even need to peel them. Just rinse them. You can add a little sea salt. Such an amazing, refreshing snack, and so good for you, so good for your skin, full of water, full of silica. Just little things like this that you can do to almost like eat your water is really important for hydration. And I also like taking cucumbers and tomatoes, chopping it up, putting it in a little bowl, adding a little bit of sea salt, and just eating it. I think that sometimes we don't think this will be as satisfying. This is more of a personal thing. Like, I have to share this one because the combo is so good, and you have to take a bite of the cucumber and tomato together because the combo together just tastes better. It's basically a little play on salad shirazi, which is a Persian salad, which is just cucumber, tomato, lemon, olive oil. But just eating it plain is great. And veggies, the more veggies you can get, you know, these are a little bit easier to digest too than like a raw broccoli or raw cauliflower. Also just kind of wanted to share, if you just buy organic tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes in the package, if you're in a rush, you can just literally bring these to work with you, rinse them off. It's like your own little strainer because there's holes in the bottom, and just eat them at your desk. Try things like this because they're so yummy. They're so satisfying. Tomatoes are great for you. These little ones are so easy. And I mean, I don't think I've ever met anyone that doesn't like cherry tomatoes. I just don't think anyone thinks to snack on them. And lastly, I actually don't know if I've ever shared this in a YouTube video before, but eating fresh cranberries. So I just like remember one day in college, I was like at the grocery store and I saw cranberries, and I didn't grow up eating cranberry sauce. I never really had the traditional Thanksgiving meal, but I'd heard of it, but I'd never seen actual cranberries. And I was like, can you eat these? And I've heard of cranberry juice. So I tried one. They're extremely sour, which I love. I love sour things. And I just started putting them in a bowl with a little bit, like just rinsing them and just snacking on them. All of my roommates in college, we all like addicted to them. Great for preventing UTIs. They're just great for you. There's no added sugar. If you like sour snacks, these are really great. And you can't really overdo it because, trust me, they're so sour you can't just like shove a handful in your mouth. So try these if you can. It's actually a really cool snack, and it's, you know, thinking outside the box a little. It'll definitely make your eye twitch because they're so sour. And then lastly is frozen fruit, and specifically frozen grapes. You can't really tell that these are frozen, but this was actually in a video I just put out about good snacks in college, so I won't get too into it again, but frozen grapes are just a great thing to kind of, this is a great snack when you are watching TV and you kind of want to mindless snack, if that makes sense. You just want something to do if you're studying, you're just kind of in the mood to munch on something. Because they're frozen, it's almost like a candy. You have to let it like melt in your mouth. You can't just bite into it and eat it. So it lasts a long time, and it's just kind of something fun to snack on. If you're watching a movie, instead of eating a ton of popcorn or a ton of candy like Milk Duds, I used to like Milk Duds because I felt like they lasted through the whole movie. I'd be like, okay, one box will last me because they take so long to eat. That's kind of the same concept with frozen grapes. So you can try that too. So that's kind of my updated snack haul. These are really the things I snack on all the time. I think that making these little changes and trying these out, there's just so many great options that like our parents didn't have available that we have, that there's just kind of like a no-brainer. Like, why not go the healthier route when you're also not missing anything? You're still getting the same satisfaction and same yummy snacks. So I will link everything below this video. I'll also leave my link for Thrive Market if you want to try. One thing I like about Thrive Market is that they are environmental, so they have carbon neutral shipping, and they also give back. So for every membership that's bought, they donate a membership to a low-income family. So I think that's really great, and I think being environmental is something that we as a society have to come together and really just work together on. Like I said, they have 25 to 50% off all traditional retail prices, so you can get the exact same brand. It's not even like you're always getting a different brand. So I'll put my link below this video, and I will also link each individual item. If you guys have any questions, please leave it below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.